French, and lose myself in ye olden days of England. Later, people said I was a terrible person, moving out on my own, leaving my babies behind with their grandparents, but I was thinking of them. I needed a man, and not just any old man. My boys' fathers had proved that much to me. I had to find the kind of man who would provide for us, all of us. To do that, I needed to be on my own for a little while, even if it meant living with my friend Letitia, who basically ran a one-woman school on how to get men to pay for everything. My mama believed that when you put the cheese out for the mouse, you have to make it look at least a little appetizing. Cut the mold off, or place it in the trap so the mold is on the side that doesn't show. I had to look good, and I had to look as if I didn't have a care in the world. And I couldn't manage that in my family's crowded apartment on Auchintrolly Terrace. Okay. So maybe I could imagine taking a job where you had to touch people you didn't want to touch. But what woman doesn't do that? You did it yourself, I'm guessing, when you married Milton Schwartz. Because no one could fall in fairy tale love with the Milton Schwartz I once knew. It was, I can remember if I figure out how old my babies were, 1964, late fall, the faintest chill in the air. You had a plain black pillbox hat, no veil. I bet people told you that you looked like Jackie Kennedy. I bet you liked it, even as you denied it with a "who, me?" laugh. The wind ruffled your hair, but only a little. You had that dew shellacked. You wore a black coat with fur at the throat and cuffs. Believe me, I remember that coat. And boy, Milton looked so much like his father. And it was only then that I realized that old Mr. Schwartz had been kind of young and kind of handsome when I was a kid. When I was a little girl, buying candy in his store, I thought he was old. He wasn't even 40. Now I was 26. And Milton had to be almost 40, and there you were, next to him. And I could not get over what a fine woman he had gotten for himself. Maybe he was nicer now, I thought. People change. They do. They do. I did. It's just that no one will ever know. What did you see? I can't remember what I was wearing, but I can guess. A coat, too thin even for that mild day. Probably came from a church box, so it was pilled and limp, saggy at the hem. Scuffed shoes, run-down heels. Your shoes were black and shiny. My legs were bare. You had the kind of stockings that almost shimmered. Looking at you, I saw the trick to it. To get a man with money, I would need to look as if I didn't need money. I was going to have to find a job in a place where the tips came in folding money, not change thrown on the table. Problem was, those kinds of places didn't hire Negroes. Not as waitresses. The one time I got a restaurant gig, I was a dishwasher, stuck in the back, cut off from the tips. The best restaurants didn't hire women to wait tables even if they were white. I was going to have to be creative. Find a job somewhere that I could meet the kind of men who bought a girl things, which would make me more desirable to the men who played for bigger stakes, allow me to trade up and up and up. I knew what that meant. What I would have to exchange for those things. I wasn't a girl anymore. I had 2 sons to prove it. So when you saw me, and you did, I'm sure of it, our eyes caught, held one another's. You saw my ratty clothes, but you also saw my green eyes, my straight nose, the face that gave me my nickname, although later I would meet a man.